Hi, my name is Natasha Scott, and I'm a clinical supervisor at St. Joseph's Villa. I'm really glad that you're here and a part of this video presentation about how parenting has been redesigned for 2020. In the next few slides, we'll talk about different resources that are available, clarify some things for you, and discuss ways to talk to your children about difficult topics, as well as providing them with facts about what exactly is going on in our communities, our health, and answer questions about why they feel that they are nervous about certain things that they're seeing around them. So let's get started. It's no secret that parenting has drastically changed over the past few months. It's as though parents have had to explain all the changes in the world due to the pandemic, social issues that we're experiencing, and we've also had to make sure that we are providing reassurance to a lot of our loved ones besides our children. We need to understand that no one has the answers right now, and that it is okay to feel a little lost, confused, and even frustrated at times. It is, however, important to have conversations and talk to our children about what they're feeling. They pick up on our emotions very quickly, and we want them to know that it's okay for them to feel any and all things that they're going through and feeling. Talking to our children can be really daunting at times because our kids bring up whatever thoughts and feelings they have on their minds, and sometimes the topics can be very difficult. We have to make sure that we have the correct information when we're talking to our children and providing answers to them. Our children are exposed to their own fears and uncertainties, so we have to also be sure to use language that makes sense to them to minimize the intensity of unpleasant emotions they're experiencing. Being empathetic and acknowledging their feelings and showing that you're taking the time to have discussions will make a positive impact in their life and change their views of how they're coping. So what are some of the difficult topics that our kids would want to have answers to? A lot of it revolves around what they're seeing or hearing. It could be media related or from their friends, and they're just nervous about what they're hearing, so they're going to come to you as their parent or caregiver to find out the true answers. So questions like, will I die from the coronavirus if I go outside? Or why are people protesting or throwing things? Am I safe in our neighborhood? Am I safe going to the store? Mom, dad, or caregiver, what happens to me if something happens to you? Is there a plan? These are all very difficult topics, and we as parents or caregivers need to know that we have to have the correct information in order to provide the best answers. And if there are no answers right now, you can always say, you know what, that's a great question. Let's talk about this, and involve your child depending on if they're able to be involved at their level. Involve them in the whole answer and coming up with a good answer that works for your family. Over the past few weeks, we've all experienced a lot of change, and we've all been witness to different things that are going on around our nation. We have to have conversations, and we have to be willing to be able to accept the changes that we're seeing and expect more change to come. So having conversations with your child about what exactly is happening, keeping it at their level of understanding, and making sure that you're aware of current events, ways to stay healthy, and how to avoid risks is going to be key. Children also need to be aware of these changes because they directly impact them. So it's important to not avoid these conversations, but to embrace them and speak about them the best way that you can. So I'm pretty sure that everyone has seen an image similar to this one about the COVID-19 novel coronavirus. There's a lot of information about this virus and a lot of misinformation about this virus. So just to keep it very clear, this is a slide that talks about just the basic facts that I think that are important for our kids to know. And there are so many websites out there that people can visit to get up-to-date information about the coronavirus. But this is purely for facts and the basic facts, like I said. The World Health Organization declared the coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, a pandemic back in March of 2020. At that time, our communities changed. Social distancing was put in place, schools and businesses had to be closed, and many parents began working remotely. Many parents also started losing hours in their jobs or were no longer a part of the company and had to be released from services. So this COVID-19 has impacted many of us in many different ways. Because of all the changes with the pandemic, parenting became redefined. We were in quarantine, and all of a sudden it became our new norm. Our homes were no longer just our homes. It became our workplace, our schools, and we as parents or caregivers became teachers, Zoom professionals, Google Classroom instructors, virtual field trip leaders, and the list can go on and on. We were also faced with extra meal prep, snacks, cleaning up laundry, grocery trips, and making sure that our children still had somewhat of a normal childhood. We made sure that, if possible, virtual play dates were in process, birthday parties that were virtual, even graduations were all virtually done because we wanted our kids to have some type of normalcy in their lives. And we wanted for our families to remain safe and to continue to live with all of these new rules in place. There are many different self-help tips online, as well as different groups in the community that can provide ways that you can be successful as parents. This list is a short list of things that we feel can help. The first one talks about maintaining morale. It's important to maintain morale with work teams, yourself, and your family. Our kids pick up on everything that we feel, and if our morale is down, they feel it. We need to be empathetic. We need to have humor, and we need to be optimistic. Understanding that we need to have a level of connection with each other is vital. Paying attention to the smallest things is also very important. Being able to realize that emotions can hijack our day and change everything in a matter of moments is key. Not all help is helpful. There are so many things online, so many different resources, and some of the kids that we have may not be interested. So not forcing it onto them is going to be very important for your success as a parent during this time. We have to make sure that our kids need to know that they have a voice as well, and it makes a difference. Having structure and keeping it going through this pandemic and after the pandemic is going to be important. So making sure that we're organized and it's functional. cherishing all moments. Take a break, have some fun, watch a movie, have a game night, enjoy family time as much as possible. These are all things that will bring families closer together and help everyone feel less distressed. As parents or caregivers, we've been thrust into a realm of constantly having all of the things taken care of for our children and those we love and care for. There is an important thing that we need to highlight here. It's called self-care. And we have to come to the realization that self-care is not self-indulgent. It's okay to have moments for yourself. Caring for yourself is an act of survival. It's important that we do this. Many of us are feeling pressures from financial stress, increased work hours or decreased work hours, and constant family demands. Our children are looking for answers. So we have to make sure that we're using resources to care for our families. And it's important that we take time for ourselves, even if it's 5 minutes, to go outside, take a deep breath, or to close your eyes, or simply do something that you enjoy, listening to a song, eating a specific meal. Having those moments for yourself is very important to make sure that you maintain your own ability to continue to be there for your family and continue to meet the demands that your family has. In closing, I'd like to just spend a few moments on going over some things that we feel are important for us to remember in order to have a successful family unit. Remember to talk to your kids about their thoughts and feelings, especially during these unprecedented times. Explain things in a way that makes sense to your children. Communicate at their level. After all, you know your kids best. Have realistic expectations. That's really going to be key. Show that you care. Your language and tone can help children feel more at ease and less distressed. Ask your kids for their opinion. They want to be heard as well. And this is a very important thing to do because it can help dispel myths that they have about certain topics that we discussed in this presentation. Having clear communication, taking time for yourself, enjoying the small moments, the special moments, these are all things that are going to be key for us to move forward in a positive way. Remember, not everybody has the correct answers, and no one's expecting anyone to know the best way to do things. But hopefully these slides are going to be able to provide some type of answer or some type of relief for you. Use resources that are available to you, and know that we at St. Joseph Villa appreciate your time, and we appreciate you being a part of this presentation. Thank you again, and take care of yourselves and stay safe.